First and foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Give honors to the elder apostles of GMS, in whom the truth resides. Peace and blessings to you, Akim, that's out here pushing this truth from the four corners of the earth. You Aquath, a few of you Aquath is listening and learning and being blessed, whatever Yahweh Shai may find your hands to do. All right, this is a GMS Indianapolis camp. Back at you with another sit down. I'm accompanied by one of the brothers in my camp. I'm Hashim Yahya Allah.
I'm the brother Kaya.
Okay, and we was pondering on Jake's anger, man. You know, we was talking how Jake so quick to fuck up Jake, you know, but the last to do anything to any of these other nations or Esau, which really that's China changing, man. You know, you got an incident that just happened the other day. A chick boyfriend was getting his ass choked out, but that was an Israelite. I think that dude was he was a Jake too. Did you hear about that?
What happened?
I think he was a fireman. He was beating up boyfriend ass, choking him out. He's about to kill him, and the girl stepped in. I think this happened in Texas, I think, and the girl killed him. And his last name, he was a fireman. His last name was Sanchez. But the looks of him and shit, he could have been an Edomite, but he was definitely trying to kill that nigga. He had his arms around his neck, he was choking his ass out. But and his girl stepped in and shot him and killed him, and it was justified. They let him walk. But anyway, man, you know, Jacob's anger is not kindled. But this video, I want to play a little clip of it, a little bit, and we're gonna expound on it. But Jake's anger back here, I'm pretty sure this is an older video, but I've been meaning to do a sit down on it when I first ran across it, but I, you know, Lord permitted it now, so I'm gonna do it now. Blacks in America expressed their 1960s rage, having things change. All right, here we go.
In interracial housing. We don't want your neighborhood. We want ours to be just as good. See, we don't want a store in your neighborhood. We don't want you coming in our neighborhood and open up stores and exploiting us, and then go home and throw a bomb if we move next door out in the suburbs. We don't want your schools, but we want our schools to be the highest and the best possible for our black progeny. See, what people don't understand, we are saying, and we're not asking. You see, the die is cast. As I said, we're not asking. We're saying this is the way it's going to be.
The young lady from Winnetka has stated that.
Hey, that was a kingdom type of mentality, bro. The way what he said. He said, no, we're not asking. It's like it. He said, we're not asking. We're saying that this is the way it's going to be. But Jake has no power, so he couldn't dictate something like that, man. You know, but still, the concept of this video, and to show Jake was standing, these was kingdom type mentalities, man. Like, look, man, fuck that. We tired of your bullshit. But Jake don't have no might in this kingdom. You know, our might is only coming from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right?
She saw during the marches which she participated in, people who were full of fear and hatred. Mr. Lucas has said that the American Negro is either going to be free or he's going to be dead.
Now, you get this straight. You can kill all the black folks you want to, baby, but you will not kill the freedom of black folks. It's coming. We're going to get it. We fought in every one of your damn lousy wars, baby, and you give us nothing. Now the war is going to be here because we're going to be free. Now you kill all you want to, but we kill too.
I don't agree with the moderator nor Reverend Robinson that we want some kind of agreement. We want agreement.
Hey, watch this Edomite. Watch this Edomite's facial expression after this brother here speaks.
By which we can live or die. You Jews. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillars. Should you try to pretend that I'm crazy because I want America to be saved? And then
that look on him, Edomite's face, we got to do something about these niggas. And hey, And the 60s is when them laws went in effect, man. You got the welfare law, because in the 60s, I think Martin Luther King got killed in 67 or 68, something like that. So they had a panel discussion. They said, well, how did they get all that money, for him to travel and all of that shit, man? And they discovered that it was with from the black family, from the church, because Jake was unified then. You had family structures and shit like that, man. So shortly after this is when they enacted all of those fucking unrighteous decrees, man. You had the welfare system come out of that, the feminist movement, and then you had Jake counter movements. The Black Panthers, Apostle Gabar went into how that was a Edomite started establishment. All right, the NAACP and all these different groups, man, and that stuff just festered, and it was back then it was looked at as a tool to help blacks, and now here we are now in the 2000s, late 2000s, it shows that it was actually infiltration to tear down Jake even more, man, because those laws weren't even written for Jake.
It's
all right,
it's controlled opposition.
Cold opposition, con.
I got a precept.
Go ahead.
Psalm 58 and verse 3. It says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
See? And they go astray as soon as they speaking lies. And that's Esau, man. That's the makeup of the devil, man, the serpent. All right? And that philosophy he gave the woman was way back then. It just manifests into now. He told her, you should not surely die. You can go out and get your own education. You can go out and get your own life. Those were those lies, and it manifested up to now. So, go ahead.
Yep. It says, their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear.
It's like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. All right.
I got another verse.
Go ahead.
Because it goes to what you said. Like, you look at the face of that Edomite when Jake was pouring out his spirit passionately.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'll read the next verse. It says, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely.
Right.
So it's like, what more can he say?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how, Salakia, one second.
Right.
Hana! Right, so like, what more can he say for you to get the point?
Right.
Here it is, he pouring out his spirit to you. You know what I'm saying? And he's passionate and he's right.
Right.
But his words are falling on deaf ears because the scripture says what in Genesis? It says, I will put enmity between thy seed and the seed of the serpent. Mm-hmm. And when you go into the mind of Esau, Edom, the Romans, the Caucasoids, it's something called neuron mirroring, where when you look at people going through pain or suffering, you kind of empathize with the pain or suffering that they go through. But when Esau, the Romans, all right, the Caucasoids, when they see people of melanated skin color going through pain or suffering, their brain shows the same activity as if someone was looking at a blank white screen. Sure. Meaning that they can't empathize with you. They can't identify with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Hold on, I'm going to finish this up.
You think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request?
And said, it's funny he said that, because what's happening, I remember I said those unrighteous decrees started back then. All right, and this is different laws that they made back then, but guess what? They played out. They're playing out now. The weaponization of the raps industry was how they got to being able to shoot them down like that, man. Because hey, the jails wasn't popular back then. They didn't get populated back then. The jails got populated in the late 80s and the 90s, man.
And even before that, with the black exploitation films.
Yeah, but that was the start of it. You know, because you had a low amount of Jake that was doing it, but guess what? They knew that put them out then in the 60s. Guess what? Late 80s and 90s, guess what? They glorified that and they continued on with it. Because, hey, Menace to Society was a black exploitation film. Boys in the Hood. It was the same thing, same agenda. Esau does things over gradualism. He said, we'll put it out now, and it's gonna have effects decades down the line. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, in some of them black exploitation films, they showed you that, Cornbread, you was too young to see that, but it was about James Earl Jones and his wife. How she got on, they split up the black family. He went out, he was a hard-working man, but he had to, when the welfare agents came over, they had to hide everything and shit, hide the good shit they had, and he had to leave. You know, and at the end, happy ever after, he got a house and shit, and they moved out the project.
Yeah, the woman who played his girl was the woman that played the witch in Eve's Bayou.
Yeah, fine ass. I forgot her name. But yeah, she did.
Yeah, I seen clips. Yeah, I seen clips.
It was an old school movie, but those are black exploitation movies because they at the time they told you the struggles. Hey, Good Times was a black exploiting sitcom, man. You know, the Jeffersons make it by their own bootstraps and move out the hood. All those are black exploitation movies, man. You know, and give Jake that false hope, man, and that false reality, right?
If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
You know, this revolution is filled with...
This is the last one. Now, this brother got to be every bit of maybe 16. You take him at the average of his average age, his age then, and you take a same average Jake here today, total difference, man.
So many ironies, really. First you tell us that it is manly to keep your word. All right? If you are a man, you keep your word. And now all that the black people in this country are demanding, and even the black people in the whole world are demanding, is that you keep your word. You told us we were free. Well then...
And he can't keep his word, man. The brother just wrote it. He said as soon as they be born, come out speaking lies, man. Yep. And that's his whole thing is his whole. And see, Jake don't realize that now. And the big thing now and right now, Jake really think he got a hold on shit. I seen a dude do a video the other day. He said, "Man, this is our time is now. This is the most time you had the most black people with money, bro. That lets you know that this motherfucker over with."
Right. He
designed his whole. You get money now at the end, bro. You getting crumbs. He finna do away with this motherfucking money. Jake gonna be running around how they do the money phone, all that shit, bro. You gonna be using that shit to burn for fuel, man.
Right.
You know, you think you get money, bro. He finna do away with that shit.
Show us that we're free. You told us that there is justice, equality for all in this country. Well then stick to your word and let us see the justice and equality for all. Or else admit to us that you're not a man, you're a worm, you're afraid of us, you're afraid to give us equal stand. You're afraid that if you give us equal ground that we will match you and we will override you. And if that's what you're afraid of us, then tell us that just what...
So he's not going to tell you that, but that's exactly what he's afraid of. So this is why he weaponized the food. He weaponized your women. You know, he weaponized your children.
Water.
You know, the water. Every fucking thing, bro. Everything was a fucking agenda to get rid of Jake. And see, as soon as Jake realized that, man, well, like I said, he's not going to realize that. It's only for the elect. You know, we beyond that preaching for as soon as Jake realizes it. Jake is not going to realize that. But the elect has already obtained it. They realize it.
I appreciate
You're afraid.
I'll let you finish that.
All right. This is the last one.
But don't keep hiding it from us and holding this up to us, and every time we ask you for something, you give us a little bit of something, and it's all tokenism. We don't want tokenism. And there are most black men in this world that don't want charity. And yet still every time we ask you for something, you give us a little piece, a little piece. You're playing games with us. We're not children. We're big men. I've seen my father have to put up with all kinds of stuff. He was a big man. He raised a family. He went down south, and he had to go around to the back door with his wife. We're not asking for anything. We're not asking for any favors. All we want is what's ours. Now, there are many black veterans who are coming back, and they're mad. They're angry. Do you think that they're going to sit down through this? Our fathers didn't have the knowledge that we have.
And how did they stop that?
Drugs.
That's through the drugs.
Heroin,
in the 1960s.
Mm-hmm.
So them veterans did come back mad. They was pissed off. But the veterans also, and Esau did it for more. He infiltrated even further. Because guess when he got them on the drugs? While they were while they were overseas, he was giving that heroin to the motherfucking because he had already did it to China. They were opium addicts, man. So they had the dope over there. All they had to do is like, hey, we're gonna get some of them strung out while they over there. And once it comes to America, we're gonna keep them strung out. And that's how they got them docile.
They sat through it.
Right.
But there are other black youth that
people was up. We was like very like, you know what I'm saying? We were fiery.
Yeah.
So the heroin it cools you down.
Along with the black exploitation movement. Because what was Superfly? He was a heroin dealer, a cocaine dealer. You know, heroin dealer, and then cocaine was the expensive white man's drug. So all he had to do. That's all he had to do is say, "Oh, this is expensive. This is white man drug." Jake gonna run, eat it up like grapes, man.
Yep.
You know, they was like, "Shit, this is the white man high." You know, you seen movies like that. You know.
Yep. They cooled us down with the heroin.
Mm-hmm.
They turned our spirit down, and then they turned our spirit up with the crack.
Right.
And so now the crack got you hyped, got you breaking laws, got you doing this. Because to be a heroin addict, you gotta have some money.
Yeah.
You gotta maintain that.
Yeah.
You know, but to be a crackhead, you know, you still a TV so now they bolstering their prison systems.
Yep.
And they bolstering the negative image.
Yeah.
About you know, the so-called Negroes. You know.
Yeah. And crack was way cheaper, so you could get a hit of crack for $5.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't get heroin like that. You know, so heroin was heroin was a real gateway drug. They tried to say weed was the fuck out of here, but you exploited weed because you tried to say a black man smoking weed made him sexual, make the white women sexually attractive. A black man on weed would make him attack a white woman.
That wasn't the cocaine that they
No, that was weed. Weed was the first. You gotta watch this show. These called Weed Madness. Reefer Madness or some shit. It was like a sitcom, but they said they deemed weed as the devil's lettuce, the devil's drug, the gateway drug. And this is how this was sprung here at the war on drugs. You know, it was through weed, and that's how it became illegal. Now, fast forward, they found out now it's got all these wonderful municipal purposes.
Which it always had.
Which it always had.
And they knew.
And they knew that, but they wanted that. They had to spearhead it with the weed. You know what I'm saying? Because it was inexpensive until they come up with something else. Now, the new weed is what? Crack. You know, so they say, oh, yeah, weed. Oh, well, we did studies. Oh, weed is harmless. Oh, and it's got a lot of municipal purpose. Let's just capitalize on it, legalize it, bam, and get paid off of it. And now, who all the motherfucker got all the dispensary? Esau. Cut Jake straight out of that shit, man.
We're not going to sit through it. We know about Che. We know about Bannon. We've read the books of our revolution. We've listened to Mao and his quotations. We know where we stand.
You hear the brothers he mentioned? Jake, man, you go to any college and man name those names, and Jake in there gonna be like, who is that? They don't know who the fuck that is. Mao, Che, they don't know who them people are, man. Cause that's how this society is, man. Che Guevara, and my man, the two brothers in Cuba. Well, Che was first, and then came Gaddafi. Not Gaddafi. What's his name in Cuba? The two brothers, Raul and the other one.
You talking about Castro?
Castro.
The deal.
We're not gonna sit for it. We're asking, and if we ask and we don't get, we're prepared to stand up and take it. If I ask a man, I tell a man I am hungry. I tell him I am cold. And I ask him to do something about my condition. And this man holds a loaf of bread right in front of me so I can see it. And I keep asking him, I'm begging him to please give me a slice of the loaf of bread. I am hungry. then it is known by every psychologist that the next step in the progression is I am going to knock him upside the head and take the bread from him. I'm not going to starve to death. All we're asking, no one wants to see blood. No one likes the smell of blood. No one wants war. Anyone who's been in war doesn't want war.
That's what's coming, you know? Just like at that last end of this, that's what's coming. War, man. And everybody's going to see blood. Get that in Revelation? Oh, you got something?
I got something.
Go ahead, come.
Daniel 7:18. It says, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom.
Yep.
Like how he said.
Yep.
Here it is. You know, you got Jake, you know what I'm saying, begging for crumbs of the pie. All right? But through scripturally, you know, this is what the Most High ordained. He ordained for this man to be ruling and for us to be in the condition that we are in now. And what's also ordained is that the saints shall take, okay? But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. So that's the way the Lord got it set up, all right? What he described, that the men shall hit him in the head and take the bread.
Yep.
And now, like when you read the blessing of Abraham, it says what? Thy seed shall have the gates of thy enemy in possession. So now we going to control how much bread enter into your gates, okay? How much water enter into your gates. Basically, it's going to be a role reversal. The role you're in right now is what? You're the king of the hill. So you the king of the hill. That means you at the highest height. Can't nobody reach you. Can't nobody touch you. And like you got the Republican, the trickle down theory, which is what you give all the elites, the all the eggs of the basket, all the bread, and then they dictate and determine how it's trickled down theory. They dictate and determine how it's trickled down to everybody else. Well, that you know what I'm saying, office gonna be translated to who? To the Israelites, the saints, which are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the elect of those people. All right, the true children of the Most High.
Right, it's Revelation, and this is how he's going to be able to make you. He's going to force everybody to knock the man over the head and take the bread. He's forcing everybody to do that. Through what? Through this, Revelation 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would be not worship the beast, should be killed.
So anybody that don't agree with the status quo of America should be killed. All right, and that's the prelude to that is the cancel culture. Pretty soon that cancel culture is going to turn into murder culture.
Right. Because
the image of the beast is basically the way of the beast, the path. All right, how you should live and what you should deem acceptable and unacceptable. That's the image of the beast. How you view reality. Is it okay to be alphabet? Is it not okay? Is it okay for women to be promiscuous? Is it not okay? You know, and everybody that has the old way of thinking, which is the biblical way. Right. All right. You'll be the ones who shall be killed. Right now, you're the ones who are canceled. You know, the Kevin Samuels, the Andrew, is his name Andrew?
Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate. You know, even women, Pearly Things, but even way before her, Phyllis Hyman.
Phyllis Hyman. What's the other one? The Muslim chick.
Shahrazad Ali.
Shahrazad Ali, yep.
Those viewpoints are going to be eliminated from the earth. Right now, it's through cancel culture, and pretty soon it's going to be through killing.
Yeah. All right, and this is 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
So you're not going to be able to participate in society because America is a service-based economy, meaning that what is ran by buying and selling. So you're not going to be able to participate in society unless you conform to the image of the beast, unless you conform to these ideologies and belief systems. All right, like the movie Equilibrium. When you watch Equilibrium with Taye Diggs, all right, everybody who had independent thought outside of the status quo was the enemy, and that is on the books in American legislator. For some of the laws that they pass in, some of the mandates, some of the bills, some of them are based around if people agree or disagree with what the government says is okay. There won't be no more independent thought. All right, nothing contrary to what the majority believe.
That's right. All right, and here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
Right, and you see that on all the various barcodes of goods and services.
Right.
And they say you got 6. I might be mistaken, but they got 6 neurons, 6 protons. What is it? Neurons,
protons,
neutrons, protons, and something else.
I forgot the other one.
Because you got neutrons is neutral, the protons is positive, and you got another one that's supposed to be negative. But you got 6, 6, and 6. When you go into what this man trying to do, he trying to infiltrate your nucleus. And the nucleus is what? The center of your cells. So he's trying to infiltrate your nucleus, because your nucleus controls the dynamic of your cells.
Right.
And your cells is basically, your body is made up of cells. So he's trying to control you the way the Most High got control over you.
And to a certain extent, he's already done it with the physical.
Electrons,
that's it. Yeah. And he's done that with the physical, because you have something called MK Ultra, and then you have his commercials. I did a video on commercialization, which really they actually got that down to the science. When you see, that's why he got commercials when you doing your videos or you watching YouTube. Yeah. Now it's commercial, because it's basically predictive programming, and they program you, and it's all psychological. And like the brother was saying, they did it physically with people. Now they're doing it with the atmosphere, with the what you call that thing, the CERN, okay? Because they're trying to find a dark matter, and they're clashing atoms together, all right? Because they neutrons, they know they into physics now, quantum physics, so they way like I said, but their own device is gonna be their downfall. They're not gonna bring this stuff to fruition. Like I said, the men of the Lord are gonna know we're wise to Satan's devices. We're just letting you know that this is just how advanced this dude is, man. All right, but see, well, I just read this to let you know that that's what that's why you're actually gonna have motherfuckers getting beat in the head for bread, because all of that money that Jake is allowed to make right now is gonna be nothing, man. Because once that MOTB is enacted, it's all over, man. It's over with. All right, you got anything else?
No, I don't.
That's it. All right. I wanted to get that one to Horse's Bridle, but we kind of covered all bases. But with that, man, we're going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS who rule well. To you, Akim, that's out here preaching this truth for the four corners of the earth. And you, Aquath, that's listening and learning, being blessed, whatever Yahweh Shai may find your hands to do. Until then, next time, Shalom.
Shalom.